Welcome back to a new episode of Frontier Springs, and I think I do have to explain myself right now, because in the last episode I've told you that I wanted to focus on the outside part of the park first, but then I saw a video by Taggy3D and he showed up some useful hacks for the game, and one hack was about reducing the footprint of flat rides. I don't know if he had it in mind when he did that video, but you can entirely remove like the platforms of rides. And then I had an idea, because I always wanted to build a pirate ship on top of the water, and as obvious as that sounds, it just wasn't possible. But with that hack, it became possible, and that's why I wanted to directly do that. And there's no better way in doing it in a new themed area at Frontier Springs. Even though we do have a lot of other construction work throughout the park, I've wanted to do a new themed area where I focus on presentation as well as landscaping, because I think that's where the park is still lacking a lot. So the first thing before we are taking a look at the pirate area itself, or the early stages of that area, we need to start all the way back in the French themed area, because there was like the dead end of the park until now, and now we do have this walkway through the launch track of the roller coaster, which is again a very new and awesome angle you can get from Metro Mayhem. And after you came through that, we enter this very generic pathway, simply because I didn't really know how to pull off a transition between Paris and pirates. So that's why I chose to do a generic walkway, which already kind of teases the theme with these custom lampposts. And this is the theme for the area. I do a lot of custom stuff there, because yes, we do have the pirate theme. However, it's very cartoony in the game because it was implemented from Planet Coaster 1 into Planet Coaster 2. It doesn't have that realistic look. Did a lot of custom work in there. But yeah, let's talk about this pathway for a second. To loosen up that straight pathway, I've decided to do a little curve at the end, as well as these outcarvings, notches, I don't know how you want to call it, where you just can sit down, relax. And yeah, I do think it worked out pretty well. Landscaping is like not that easy in Planet Coaster in my opinion, but I do think that seems pretty realistic to me at least. I've added these loudspeakers, which I do have like a love-hate relationship, because yeah, they do look very realistic. However, I do think they are pretty ugly, but yeah, whatever gets the job done, I guess. And then I've added this custom fence as well, which does have a very European vibe, even though we are in America in this scenario, in the United States. But yeah, I do wanted to have like this generic green fencing. And then, as you can see, we enter Buccaneer Lagoon. Yeah, that's the name for the area. And you are greeted by this custom sign. I do think that one came out pretty well. Most of my signage I'm not happy with, but I do really like this one, with the rockwork in the background and like the wooden ship as the canvas for the font itself. After that, we have a transition in the floor, and yeah, then we are directly in the new area. And then didn't want to give away too much, because I did that in the fishing village already, so I didn't want to have that again, that you come into the area and directly see the waterfront. So I focused on some other stuff, like more floor details, as well as more details in the walls that are surrounding all of the pathways. And I do think that came out pretty well. You may have guessed it, but that's pretty much Disneyland inspired. But I tried to do my own twist on it, especially with that architecture. So let's talk about the elephant in the room, and that's like the first complete attraction in this area. It's not fully themed yet, but it's very nice to look at already, in my opinion, and that's the Black Pearl. That's the pirate ship, and as you can see, I have this queue-line building for it, which is very open. It has loads of stuff hanging around. I always love that kind of stuff. The roof is very complex. That took me a while to do, but I'm very happy with the outcome of it. And now you can actually see, yeah, it's free floating over the water. Isn't that amazing? And as you can see, I've also added a Mack Supersplash. Again, a little bit different than the other swoop splashes, but I'm going to talk about that in a second. And yeah, that's oh yeah, okay. So that's the disadvantage of not having pathways, I guess. But it's actually working with the guests. Guests can actually access the ride through that staircase, even though there is no pathway here. They just use their fixed route to go up to the ride itself, and it's working completely fine. So yeah, I'm really happy how that came out. I still need to dress up the footers as well as the back of the ride. I don't know if I'm going to do some crazy theming there, but maybe yes, because we are actually meandering around at that area with our Super Splash boat right there. And then this is the exit pathway, and as you can see, I've also added like this pathway trim with these very small stones, which I really like. It's actually the Viking fence, as you can see, but I've dug it into the ground. And yeah, that rope fence doesn't seem interesting at first, maybe for you. But this one is also completely custom built because I'm giving you an idea on what I mean with the cartoony look of the Planet Coaster 1 scenery items. Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, I think you get what I mean. It's not bad, but I do think my iteration of it does look more realistic and fits the theme a little bit better. So yeah, this is a small island. Just with some plantings to loosen up the area a little bit. Oh, yeah, that's better now. Alright, and then we could continue here because this pathway leads down to the French themed area again. As you can see, this one is not themed yet. This is going to change, so we do have like this access road, which is going to be like the main street you are coming from into the area. And this one is an alternate route you can take to get up to that area. And now we are continuing to the waterfront, and I also really like the view from here. You can look down to the pirate ship as well as the Super Splash. Oh, I haven't mentioned that obviously the pirate ship is pretty much by default, so I've added all of these sails and ropes and so on. And I also just love how it looks when it's actually moving. That's such an improvement from Planet Coaster 1, absolutely in love with it. And then we are going to continue our way to the Super Splash, and as you can see, the theming is completely inexistent here. So let's talk about the future of this area. As you can see, we are pretty much in the jungle here. We do have our pirate ship. You are going to see this architecture around the lake in the future. Then I want to have like a medieval village here with shops, cafes and so on, things that you would just expect from the center of a medieval village. And this ride is going to have like a castle theme. That was a very nice dispatch, wasn't it? So yeah, originally I wanted to build a classic Mack water ride, water coaster like Poseidon or Piraten. However, I didn't really get to work out how to do a proper splash with that roller coaster. It's very unflexible. And I thought the Super Splash is a bit more flexible, even though the Super Splash is meant to do those kind of maneuvers. I thought maybe we could call it next gen Super Splash. And yeah, I have big plans for this ride because yeah, I heard your criticism that you are not very happy with how unthemed the roller coaster track itself is, so yeah, I'm going to change that definitely with this one. But yeah, that is something to look forward to in the future. First I'm going to do medieval village here, and I'm very much looking forward to that because I absolutely love doing architectural stuff. So as always, All of this is now live in the workshop, so you can explore it yourself, take a stroll around the area. Again, it's very far away from finished by any means. However, I wanted to show you the progress because you haven't heard of this project for a while now. So yeah, just wanted to give you this update, and I hope you have enjoyed that. As always, thanks again for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments, also your ideas for this area. Maybe you have some ideas that I don't have. And yeah, I see you in the next one.